welcome to the last part of our chapter 2, Shapes and Angles, Angle and Time. That is, we are going to see about angles formed by clocks in this part. So let's move ahead. Children, in this video, we are going to learn about angle and time, that is, the angle formed by the time on the clock. The clock shows us time and is divided into 12 parts. Each part of it measures 30 degree. You can look at picture number 1. The angle formed between the hour hand in green and the minute hand in red is 30 degree. The clock forms a complete angle, that is 360 degree in picture number 2. That is, each and every angle between the hour hand and the minute hand for each and every number is 30 degree. So as it moves ahead, the angle keeps on increasing, 30, 60, 90 and so on. And finally, it completes one rotation and reaches back 12, forming 360 degree or a complete angle. Now let's see the degrees in a clock, children. The first picture shows the clock with the degrees marked in it. So the first, that is the angle formed between 12 and 1 is 30 degree. So the angle formed next between 12 and 2 will be 32 that is 60 degree, and so on, forming a complete angle till 360 degree. So these are the various angles or measures formed starting from 12. Okay, we always start measuring the degrees in the clock from 12 so that it's easier for us to understand, and we move in the clockwise direction, that is along with the hands of the clock, moving from right to the left, forming a complete rotation. So children, here we are going to try and find out how many times in the day does a clock form a right angle. Well, that is number of times. So let's try and draw a few times to show the hands of the clock forming a right angle. Now to form a right angle, the difference between the movement of the hands should be at least 3 jumps, that is 3 numbers. Let's take the jump from the 8 to 9 in the first clock, then 9 to 10 and 10 to 11. That is 8 to 9 30 degree, 9 to 10 again 30 degree and 10 to 11 again 30 degree. That is 30 3 times is 90. So it forms an angle of 90 degree. Similarly, look at the time in the second clock and the third one as well. You'll find that these are the different times when the clock forms a right angle. Now write what kind of angle is made by the hands of the clock at these times, and let's also write the time. First one is acute angle, that is if we see the difference between the numbers of hands of the clock is 2 between 7 and 5. So 2 means 30 degree plus 30 degree, that is 60 degree, and 60 degree is an acute angle. Similarly, for the next one, that is obtuse angle, the difference between the hands of the clock is around 5 numbers, that is a jump 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7 and a little above 8. That is, it forms more than 90 degree, that is an obtuse angle. The next one again, the movement of the hands from 9 to 2, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1 and 1 to 2. That's a difference of more than 5. That is, if one difference of an angle is 30 degree, then 5 would be more than 90 degree, and that's an obtuse angle. Now what about the next one here? Well, it's an obtuse angle again because its movement of the hand is more than 90 degree. And the last one, acute angle, that is movement of the angle or the hands of the clock is less than 90 degree. So it forms an acute angle. And you can also observe the clocks and write the time below. Now draw the hands of the clock when they make an angle which is less than right angle, that is less than 90 degree. So for less than 90 degree, the jumps between the hands of the clock or the numbers should be less than 3. So here 9 to 10, 10 to 11, we find it is less than 90 degree. Similarly for the next one, between 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. So again it's an acute angle. And the next, the last one here, between 8 to 9 and 9 to 10. Again it's less than 90 degree, and we can also write the times based on the hands of the clocks. Let's have a look at a very interesting activity, that is how to make a clock. And it's really too simple to do it. For that, first you need to take a circle, divide it into 12 parts, and then based on your imagination, you can try and make it look as attractive as possible. Here I have shown a few examples to you which have been done using chart paper, paper plates. You can use any type of object that you feel like and try and make a clock out of it and mark the angles formed by them. Now, how to make a degree clock? Now that is different from a clock. So let's go ahead and see. For that, first step, you take a plain paper and cut it into a circle. Next, fold it once so that it forms half and looks like a semicircle. Next, fold it once again so that it forms 1/4 or quarter of a circle, and when you open it, you can see the markings as shown below. The next, again fold it once more. So now you'll be able to get a marking of almost 8 parts here. You will see the lines shown in the figure. Let's go ahead and see what would be the next step. So children, now mark these angles on the degree clock as per the protractor shown here. That is the D shape where the angles are marked. So finally your degree clock is ready. So can you use this to measure the angle of the compass box? Let's go ahead and see. So we are going to use it and find out that the measure of each of these is a right angle, and that is same as 90 degree. So measure of the corners of the pencil box is 90 degree. Now children, can we answer a few questions based on degree clock? Let's try it. Can you guess how many degrees is the angle which is half of a right angle? Well, half of a right angle means half of 90 degree, and half of 90 degree means 90 divided by 2, that is 45 degree. What is 1/3 of a right angle? Well, 1/3 of a right angle means 1/3 of 90, that is 90 divided by 3, and that is equal to 30 degree. What about 2 times a right angle? 2 times means multiplied by 2. So 2 multiplied by 90 degree is 9 2s are 18, and adding the 0 at the end, 180 degree. Wasn't that simple? Oh, wow! Now we have something really interesting here, children. Angles formed in yoga postures. Many of you would be doing yoga regularly, isn't it? So what are the different angles formed when you do these postures? Well, look at the pictures here, find out and write the answers to find out what type of angles are you forming when you do these yoga postures. Okay? So children, here some examples have been shown for you to be able to identify the yoga postures. The first one is acute angle. Second, again an acute angle. Third, acute angle. Fourth, obtuse angle, that is more than 90 degree. And fifth one, a right angle. Isn't it wonderful? Well, so our body also forms different types of angles. not only when we do yoga postures, but every time we make a movement in our body. Here, some more examples are given. Look at them and try to identify the yoga postures and the angles formed by them. Okay? Children, we had seen about angles formed by our body parts when we do yoga. So let's answer a few questions based on it. Measure as many angles as you can made by different parts of the body while doing asanas. So here a young boy is doing asanas. Let's look at the angles formed by his body parts. First, between thigh and abdomen, 90 degree, that is a right angle. Second picture, between thigh and abdomen, less than 90 degree, that is acute angle. C, between arm and his hand, again more than 90 degree, that is an obtuse angle. What about the thigh and leg? Again, that's more than 90 degree, it's an obtuse angle. So like this, you can try and find out different angles formed by your body also. So with this, we come to the end of the chapter, children. If you did enjoy watching the video, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel and share the video with your friends. So see you soon with the next chapter. Bye till then.